What's going on, everybody? Simon96 here, and welcome to another tier list video. Today I'm bringing you the most accurate fire-type Pokemon tier list. If you don't know what's going on right now on the channel, we are currently doing a mini-series of sorts. I did a most accurate typings tier list a while back, and slowly but surely we are getting through every typing from my least favorite to my absolute favorite. And today we have fire typing. And if you're new to the tier list series in general, the order goes as such. It goes goated, stupid good, okay, meh, and trash. We also have one final tier down here called not fire, what the fuck. That's because Arceus and Savali are here. They were on a normal type tier list. If you haven't seen that, I highly suggest go watching it. However, if they are not naturally fire types. They are fire types by getting a Hellid item. So they go on not fire, what the fuck. If you want to know where they place, go check out the normal type tier list video. We are officially halfway through the tier list. We are now in stupid good territory. Everything from here on out is going to be in stupid good or goated. So yeah, let's just get this tier list video started. First up, we have Charmander. I think I'm going to do this, right? So Charmander in himself is okay, right? Charmander himself is okay. He's good. You don't get Charmander for Charmander though. And the same thing for Charmeleon. Charmeleon I do like more than Charmander. The design is way cooler. However, you don't get a Charmander or Charmeleon for the sake of having a Charmander or Charmeleon. A lot of Pokemon that in these tier lists, since I've been doing so many of these, I have found that they fit in this category of you don't get them for them, you get them for what they evolve into. There are a few exceptions because they're kind of better than their evolutions, depending on certain circumstances, but for the most part, if you don't get them for them, you get them for the evolutions. This one being Charizard. Charizard himself is stupid good. I don't think Charizard is good enough to be goated. Now, don't get me wrong, great Pokemon. I really like Charizard. However, I think that Charizard by himself isn't stupid good. There's stuff about Charizard that can go in goated, there's stuff about Charizard that can go in meh, but Charizard himself is stupid good. He's not a bad fire type, but there are plenty of better fire types out there. So Charizard G-Max, I'm going to say is also stupid good. He's a super cool design, don't get me wrong. I think the only real reason they made G-Max Charizard is to sell games. Pokemon has this thing where they know that like if they put certain Pokemon on just about any product, they will sell. Two of the big ones being Pikachu and Charizard. So if they make a new form for anything, they're gonna show it on Charizard. So even though it's a stupidly good design, even though he's cool looking, even though his stats are through the fucking roof, he's still stupid good. Mega Charizard X is goated. Mega X is goated. Fucking love Mega X. Mega Evolutions was such a cool concept. Really wish they kept them. G-Max is just Walmart, great value Mega Evolution. Okay? Dragon Fire. He's finally a dragon. Okay? He should have been dragon from the get-go, but it's fine. We got Mega Charizard X. We're good. He's just really, really good Pokemon. Really cool Mega. The flames coming out the side of his mouth is really cool. Blue Flame, the hottest flame. Such a good Pokemon. Really good. Mega Y is also goated. Now, Mega Y competitively is better than Mega X because it has the Drought ability. And basically, it's just a stat boosted Charizard with Drought. But I like the design of Mega X more. Still really good design, still really good Pokemon to get, really good Mega to use. It's goated. What more do you want me to say? It's goated. Vulpix is kind of meh. Vulpix falls under the category of you don't get Vulpix for Vulpix, you get Vulpix for Ninetales. I get some people like, oh, well, I like Vulpix better than Ninetales, or I like Charmeleon better than Charizard. I get that, but you don't really get it for Vulpix. If you're using a Vulpix, you're most likely getting a Ninetales. Ninetales is okay. Not the strongest in terms of typing, or not typing, but stats. Honestly, should have been Fire Psychic or something along those lines, just an additional typing. But that's the thing, a lot of fire types from Gen 1, other than Charizard, were just mono fire. Like, you look at Arcanine, you look at Rapidash, you look at Magmar, Flareon, they're all mono. The only dual fire type was Charizard and Moltres. So, And Ninetales is an okay pick. Not my first pick, but an okay one. Growlithe is okay. Growlithe is an okay pick. I actually like Growlithe more than Charmander. Growlithe, you know, for a basic mon, pre-evolution, it's fast, it hits hard. It's just another one of those categories where you don't get a Growlithe for Growlithe, you get a Growlithe for Arcanine. But if you had to go with a Growlithe, he's not bad, even late game. He's rough, don't get me wrong, he's rough, but he's still good late game. Arcanine is stupidly good. Actually, I would argue Arcanine is goated. Arcanine is such a good fire type. Access to all the elemental fangs, I think all of them except Ice Fang. Has E-Speed, gets Fire Fang, if you for some reason want to run special, gets Flamethrower, gets Flame Charge, it gets, what's that move called? It's Sword, is it Swords Dance? I think it gets Swords Dance. There's some, move, no, it's Howl. It gets access to Howl, so his attack gets raised sky fucking high. It's a really good fire type. Hits like a fucking truck. Kind of bulky, to be honest. And it's really good in the bulk department. And it had, again, E-Speed, which is just insanely overpowered quick attack. So, really good Pokemon to get. Ponyta is also meh. Ponyta is not quite there. Ponyta falls into the category of you don't get a Ponyta for a Ponyta, you get a Ponyta for a Rapidash. Rapidash is okay. Rapidash is okay. Not the best fire type to go with. It hits pretty hard. It's insanely fast. But its stats just aren't there. You know what I mean? Its stats just aren't there. It's not much I can say. In the Gen 1 era, Rapidash wasn't really anybody's first pick. Not saying that it's bad, but there's a lot better fire types out there. Alola Marowak is stupidly good. Like, there's no reason for this Pokemon to be as good as it is. Ghost Fire, I think we only got 2 of those right now, with that being Alola Marowak and Chandelure line. So Ghost Fire, pretty fast. I think regular Marowak was known for hitting hard and being bulky. But considering this thing's a ghost, it now just is pretty fast and hits hard. Kind of a glass cannon, but you know, it works. It's basically the opposite of a Sneasel. Sneasel's Ice Dark, this thing's Fire Ghost. Really good design. I really love the whole like the Fire Dancer aspect of this thing. I really like Alola Marowak. It is such a good Pokemon. Magmar, I don't want to put him in the front of okay. Magmar is an OG. Magmar is really good. However, there are a lot more fire types now than when Magmar was out. If this were solely Gen 1 fire types, it would be no contest. He'd be in stupid good or goated. But we're not. We are going into Gen 9. There are many more fire types better than Magmar out there, including his evolution. So, whereas Magmar is a good Pokemon, it falls in okay. Flareon is goated. Like, insanely so. It hits like a fucking truck. Bulky, kind of on the speedy side. Like, this thing does a little bit of everything for a fire type. It's physically, I would think it's especially offensive, but it's physically offensive. So, you know, not a bad pick to get. Not a really bad evolution to get. Cyndaquil is kind of meh as a Pokemon, and if I'm being completely honest, Cyndaquil is kind of meh as a Pokemon, but again, Cyndaquil falls in the category of you don't really get it for Cyndaquil, you get it for Typhlosion. Quilava is okay. Quilava is better. Quilava is, you know, it's just a mid. It's in between Typhlosion and Cyndaquil. There's not much I can say about it. It's kind of middle of the road. It's just kind of here. Typhlosion is stupid good. I expect Typhlosion better than Charizard. And fun fact, anything you can say about Charizard other than the flying type and any flying type moves it gets, the same thing can be said about Typhlosion. Typhlosion has the exact same stats as Charizard. So if you want to put Typhlosion versus Charizard up against each other, it could go either way. The only advantage that Charizard has is the flying type stab bonus, whereas Typhlosion only has fire stab. That's the only advantage they have over each other. Their speed's the same, their attack's the same, their special attack's the same, HP's the same. Everything's the same across the board. So if you like Charizard, you like Typhlosion. Personally, I like Typhlosion a little bit more. Magmar's okay. Or, not okay. Magmar's meh. The concept is cool, you know, of Lava Slug. But again, Gen 3 doesn't really miss when it comes to... Or no, this is Gen 2. Why do I keep thinking Magmar is Gen 3? Why? I don't understand why I think this little fucker is Gen 3. But, you know, it's kind of meh. It's kind of meh. The lore behind it is kind of brutal. If it's not by a heat source for long enough, it will harden and die. So it has to either keep moving or stay next to a really hot spot. But, you know, again, you don't get Magmar from Magmar, you get Magmar from Magcargo. Magcargo is okay. Not my first choice when it comes to fire types. Plenty of better fire types out there, but not a bad one. I want to say this thing is Fire Rock, if I'm not mistaken. I could be extremely wrong. It could just be Mono Fire. If it's not Fire Rock, it should be Fire Rock. But you know, it's a memeable Pokemon. You know, it suffices. If you need a fire type, Magcargo is a decent one. You can't go wrong with it. But there are tons of better fire types out there. Houndour is also okay. I think Houndour is pure fire until it evolves. If it could be Fire Dark, I don't remember. But Houndour, basically you get it for Houndoom, and there's not much to say about it. It has the access to a bunch of things other than Ice Fang, I believe. That's about all it's got going for it. Houndoom, stupid good. Houndoom is stupid good. Houndoom is such a cool mon. It's a fucking hellhound, dog. Come on. It's a hellhound, fire dark. It has really good speed, really good attack stat. Not crazy in the bulk department. Again, there are better fire types out there, but you cannot go wrong with Houndoom. Mega Houndoom is also stupid good. I really like Mega Houndoom. They took the edginess of this thing and cranked up to an 11. It's still fire dark, you know, and it gained a huge boost to its speed, huge boost to its attack. It's just a really good mega overall. There are better megas out there, but in terms of, like, you know, with Houndoom, in terms of fire megas, you can't go wrong with Mega Houndoom. Magby, though is adorable, is kind of trash. You don't get Magby from Magby. You get Magby because it's adorable, and that's it. He's like, you carry him around as a mascot. You don't get Magby to use him. You use him as a Magmar or a Magmortar. That's what you use Magby for. That's just it. That's the bottom line. Entei's goated. Like, Entei is probably the best of the three dogs. Entei can bark and cause earthquakes and cause fucking volcanoes to erupt. Entei is that dude. That scene where Ash's Charizard was fighting Entei, he had him pinned down on the ground, about to use an Aura Sphere on him from point blank. Charizard would have been annihilated. Charizard would have ceased to exist. Entei is such a good Pokemon. I love it. Torchic is okay. Torchic's okay. Not really all there in the stat department. Probably the best thing it's got going for it is its speed. It's meant to just be a tiny chick, but, you know, you don't really get Torchic for Torchic. Combusken is also okay, but higher up, because Combusken surprisingly can hold its own extremely well. Like, without evolving, Combusken can hold its own damn good. There's no reason for this Pokemon to be able to hold its own like it can. You give this thing a choice band, it's hitting like a fucking truck. You get this thing an assault vest, its defenses are going up. It can live at just about anything. It's insane. There's no reason for a mid evolution like this to be as good as it is. Blaziken's goated, just hands down. Blaziken is the GOAT. Blaziken is probably one of the best Pokemon to come out of Gen 3. I really love Blaziken. Whenever I talk about the Gen 3 starters, it's always a toss-up which one I like more. I like all three. Blaziken was my original favorite Pokemon. Since then, he has been knocked down a few pegs, but whenever, 700 other Pokemon get added to the roster, it's kind of hard to keep that, favorite spot. But still, Such a good Pokemon. It gets, you know, it's there's not much more I can say. It hits like a fucking truck, man. They took this Pokemon and went, we want this thing to be insanely busted, and they did. And then they took him and said, how can we make him even more busted? Mega Blaziken is an absolute monster. You took one of the fastest and hardest hitting starters in the game and gave it speed boost, and you boosted its attack stat even more. What were you fucking thinking? This thing hits like a fucking truck, runs at the speed of fucking light, and you are knocked out before you even realize it. It's insane. Numel? Little camel? Numel's okay. Numel's okay, you know, pretty bulky, can hold its own for a fair amount of time, but, you know, you don't get Numel for Numel, you get Numel for Camerupt. Camerupt is stupid good. I don't care what anybody says. Camerupt is stupid good. It's super bulky, hits like a fucking truck, crazy slow, but all that speed went to its defenses. It's a really good fire ground type. I also really like Mega Camerupt. I don't know how I feel about the whole M being on its head for Magma thing because Sharpedo doesn't have an A on it for Aqua. But it suits Team Magma very well. I like the volcano on its back. I like the spread out fur, you know. It's a good Pokemon. It's a good Mega Pokemon. Really good. I really like it. Torkoal! Torkoal is another good Pokemon. Torkoal's okay. Torkoal, though, is not my first choice, is not a bad one. Can survive damn near anything. It's basically Fire-type Shuckle, to where it's crazy slow, but you can Shell Smash, it boosts its attack by lowering its speed, by lowering its defenses. Pure Fire, growing up, I always thought this thing was Fire Rock, but it's not. It's Pure Fire. It should have been Fire Rock, but whatever. And it's just a good Pokemon. It's an okay Fire type to get. Chimchar. I have mixed feelings about Chimchar. Chimchar as a Pokemon is fine, but I don't care about the design. So we're going to put him in Meh. Chimchar is Meh. You don't usually get Chimchar for Chimchar. You get him for Infernape, I feel like. But I'm not crazy about the design of Chimchar. I don't know what I would do differently. I'm not an artist, but, you know, Monferno is okay. Monferno's okay. Design is better than Chimchar. Hits a lot harder, but I feel like Monferno falls into that same little niche category of I don't choose Chimchar or to get Monferno. I'm going with Monferno to get Infernape. Infernape's goated. Like, hands down, Infernape's goated. Infernape is such a good Pokemon. Another firefighting, you know, it's just, but it's giving us the start of a streak. This is a sign of a streak. But firefighting, I love Infernape because of the anime. I have told the story time and time and time again. Infernape in the anime is such a cool story. The fight between Infernape and Electivire is godly. If you have not seen that fight, if you don't know Infernape's struggle as a Chimchar to the point it got, please, I implore you to go watch something about it. I might even make a video myself on Infernape's struggle. It's such a good story. It's such a good one. Oh my lord. Magmortar, also a goated fire type. Magmortar is pure fire. It has cannons for arms. One of the coolest evolutions to come out of Gen 4. Gen 4 was Gen 2 was the generation where we got pre-evolutions. Gen 4 was the guy that we got evolutions. All the Pokemon, pretty much just about all the Pokemon that got pre-evolutions got an evolution in Gen 4. Gen 2, Magmar got Magby, now we got Magmortar. Gen 2, Electabuzz got Elekid, we had Electivire. Scizor became a thing in Gen 2. Jinx never got an evolution. But the two that mattered got evolutions, and they needed it. I feel like without them, they would just kind of be lost in obscurity. Magmortar is such a good fire type. Hits like a fucking truck. It's such a cool design, too. I love it. Heatran, Fire Steel is stupid good. I like Heatran. Not my favorite legendary, I'm gonna be honest with you. He's not my favorite, but, you know, not a bad legendary to scoop up. Not a bad fire type to use. Shiny also can use some work, you know, but I don't really judge shinies based on these. I think Heatran's the first shiny that I mentioned on this list. But, you know, not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. Victini, because for some reason in the Unova and Pokedex, Victini's dex entry is 0. Victini, I don't want to put it in trash. I don't really know where to put this thing. I don't know how I feel about Victini. I'm gonna put Victini in okay. I'm gonna put Victini in okay. It's a mythical, base 100 across the board. Make this thing physical, make this thing special, make this thing bulky, make this thing fast, make this thing have a shit ton of HP, have it no HP. Does not matter. You can run this thing however you want. Fire Psychic. It was the first of 2, I believe. I think the only other one was Delphox. It just kind of came out of nowhere. V-Create. It's its signature move, not the best fire-type move if I'm not mistaken. I think it guarantees a burn, that's about it. But, you know, it's an okay mon, I like it. Tepig is meh. Tepig is kind of meh. Tepig is super bulky, and he hits pretty hard, but that's about all he's got going for him. Tepig falls in the category of, I'm not using Tepig for Tepig, I'm using Tepig to get Emboar. Pignite, stat-wise, is better, but his design is trash, dog. What the fuck? How? He is going through his awkward teen phase. He is going through that phase, my guy. What the hell are they doing? Who thought that, who looked at this and went, yep, that's good. Emboar, I actually like Emboar. I like Emboar. I think he got shafted by being firefighting. He should have been fire ground because he's a fucking pig. That makes a lot more sense. But Gen 5 has this terrible curse of hindsight is 2020. So, you know, a lot of the things that make more sense than not, they just didn't do, and they never fixed it. Because, you know, like how sometimes Pokemon will give a Pokemon an additional type later on, or like change a stat, or get rid of an ability, stuff like that. Yeah, they didn't do that for Emboar. You think after Gen 5, when they came out Gen 6, be like, oh shit, this thing makes more sense to be ground. Let's, you know, kind of, let's take our eraser, erase, you know, the fighting part and put ground. Let's retcon that. Nope. It is solely firefighting, and he got shafted for it. But he hits like a truck, super bulky, crazy slow, but that's fine because they put it all in bulk and firepower. No pun intended. Pansear, kind of meh, not gonna lie. He's not my favorite of the monkeys in Gen 5. Again, you don't really get Pansear for Pansear, you get him for Semisear. Semisear is just okay. Again, not my favorite of the 3 Gen 5 monkeys. Kind of the worst one in terms of design, honestly. I think they all have the same stat, just, you know, one's grass, one's water, one's fire. He's just kind of there, you know what I mean? And there's plenty of other fire types in Gen 5 that are better than Pansear. Darumaka. Darumaka is okay. It's just a fire little bean. Can hold himself okay. Not the best, but okay. And you don't really get Darumaka for Darumaka, you get Darumaka for Darmanitan. Darmanitan, I hate to say, is also okay. Solely because he's pure fire. This thing deserves firefighting. See, what they should have done is made Emboar fire ground and made Darmanitan fire fighting. But Darmanitan is pure fire. I don't know why they didn't make him firefighting. Look at them hands. He's ready to throw the fuck down. It is what it is. Zen mode Darmanitan, fire psychic. See, I lied. This is the other fire psychic. I never really used Zen mode Darmanitan before, so I don't know how it acts. I'm going to say it's behind Victini. I know competitively you wanted Zen mode Darmanitan, but I don't even know what this thing can do. So I'm going to put it behind Victini, because I would say having a constant fire psychic is better than having one that changes between the two. Litwick is okay. Ghost fire, unique typing. It was the only ghost fire until Alola Marowak came out. With Litwick, again, you don't really get Litwick for Litwick. You get Litwick to eventually get Chandelure. Lantern is also okay. Lantern is another one of those things where, like, yes, it's better than Litwick, does its job a lot better. However, you don't get Lantern for Lantern. You get Lantern to get Chandelure. Chandelure is goated, like hands down goated. Ghost Fire hits like a fucking truck. One of the best Pokemon to come out of Gen 5. It's like, it's insane how good this Pokemon is. You know, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get him because you do have to use a Firestone to get him, but he's well worth it. Well worth it. Such a good Pokemon. Heatmore he's just okay. You know, Fire Anteater, you know, then we have Durance that, you know, he eats, but there's plenty of better fire types out there than Heatmore, honestly. Larvesta is okay. Larvesta's okay. Firebug. Larvesta doesn't really hold well in battle, but you don't get Larvesta for Larvesta, you get Larvesta for Volcarona, and boy is it a struggle. Volcarona though is insanely good. Volcarona is such a good fire type Pokemon to get. Again, Firebug, you get Quiver Dance, you get Fire Blast, Flamethrower, you get Signal Beam, you get Bug Bite. It's insane what this thing can do. This thing is so versatile. It's bulky, it's fast, it hits hard. You put Quiver Dance on this thing, it's never going to die. Never going to die. It's insane. Reggie Ram is also goated. Like, it's Fire Dragon, one of the 3 legendary dragons. I think Reggie Ram was Truth, if I'm not mistaken, the Dragon of Truth. What do you want me to say? It's fucking Reggie Ram. It's the box art legendary. Of course it's gonna be fucking good. Fennekin? Fennekin honestly is kind of trash. As much as I hate to say it, Fennekin is kind of trash. Fennekin itself is kind of trash. Doesn't hit hard, not bulky, not speedy particularly. It's just kind of there. I mean, you get it for Delphox, sure, but I mean, it's just kind of there. Braixen is okay. Braixen's okay. Should have been Fire Psychic from this point, but I get it. It's like a wizard learning how to use its spells. You know, it's got the stats that would, if Psychic was in the mixture, it would have been really good, but it's pure fire. The stats are there, but the typing isn't. It's also really liked by the Pokemon community a little too much, but you know, it's just an okay. Delphox, this is going to be where it's controversial. I think Delphox is pretty good. I really like Delphox. Fire Psychic, the first easily accessible one. One was an event only, the other one only becomes it because of an ability. So easily accessible Fire Psychic. We spun right on the wheel. We saw Fennekin, and we're like, all right, it's gonna evolve and become it's gonna be firefighting or something different. And honestly, the odds of it becoming firefighting were 50-50. It was 50% that they're gonna make this thing another fighting type, and the other 50% was diverse between the other 17 other fucking typings. So I'm glad we got Fire Psychic. I really like it. The stats aren't there, I know, but I really like Delphox. It was the one that I chose in Gen 6. It's my starter. I really like it. Litleo is okay. Litleo is okay. Litleo you don't get for Litleo. You get Litleo for Pyroar. But, you know, Litleo can hold its own in battle. It's not there. Pyroar, we have 2 different forms, male and female. Not really any stat changes for either of them, I don't think. So they're going to go in the same spot. However, I like the female design more. I like the Fire Mohawk more than the Fire Mane. So the female design is going to go in front. It's not a bad fire type to choose from, but as you can see on this list, there are plenty of better fire types to choose from. Volcanion. Huge missed opportunity. Huge missed opportunity. Fire Water is a mythical. We should have had an event to where we could go into like the little steam room thing and catch them. We never did. I don't know what they were thinking with Gen 6. I don't know what they were thinking with X and Y, but the land of missed opportunity. But Volcanion is actually a really good Pokemon. I don't think he's good enough for stupid good, but he is good enough to be in the front of okay. He's just right at that cusp of being stupid good. You know, he has access to Water Pulse and Flamethrower, and they're both fucking stats. Scald with this thing is insane. It's a really good Pokemon, and I really like it. Litleo is another meh Pokemon, I feel like. It's in the lead, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of meh. Not really much going for it. You don't get Litleo for Litleo, you get it for Incineroar. Torracat is okay. I like Torracat. I think Torracat is a really good mid evolution starter. Probably one of the better designed ones, honestly. Can hold its own pretty damn well, honestly, for a while. And yeah, it's a good placeholder to get Incineroar. Incineroar is just okay. I want to point out something, right? Every starter that we've seen, right? Unless I'm mistaken, the final evolution of all the starters have been in stupid good or higher. Incineroar is just an okay. And I'm going to explain why, right? I think that when they were making Incineroar, they were going to 100% make it fire fighting. However, the community saw Litten and went, this thing needs to be fire dark. This makes the most sense for it. And then we saw Torracat and went, this makes a whole lot of sense for this thing to be fire dark and to stay on all fours. And at that point, Pokemon promptly shat themselves and went, oh fuck, we fucked up. Because they 110% made this thing firefighting. This is my theory. This is all speculation. They haven't said this yet. This is my theory. And Incineroar was 100% meant to be firefighting because he's a wrestler. He is a WWE wrestler. And what universe do you make a Pokemon that is a wrestler and make him a fire dark? 110% this thing was supposed to be firefighting, and they fucked up, and it takes a lot less time to change a typing on this thing than it does to make a whole new Pokemon. So that's where my thing is with Incineroar. Incineroar, if it were just the design and the typing does not fit. The design, just the Pokemon himself, he pisses me off. Because I know, in my heart, I know that's what happened. They can say, oh no, we meant to make him fire dark the entire time. Fuck you, you're lying to me. There's no fucking way this thing wasn't supposed to be firefighting. Salandit, poison fire. Salandit honestly goes in meh, solely because, you know, you have to have the male and female thing going on. Because male Salandits can evolve, the only ones that can evolve are the females. I understand why that is, but you know what I mean? Like, whenever the female population is like 12%, it's, Salazzle, stupid good. Really like Salazzle. I like Salazzle a lot. Again, Poison Fire, very unique typing combination. Hits pretty hard. Defenses aren't quite there, but you know, it's a cool, unique Pokemon. I like it. Turtonator, Dragon Fire. He's okay. For a fire type, he's okay. His ability, you know, hit with a physical move, he explodes. Not the best, not gonna lie. But, you know, he's a cool Pokemon. His defenses are sky fucking high because he's a turtle. All turtle Pokemon are pretty much guaranteed to have high defenses. He's a good Pokemon. His ability's unique. He's got a cool design. I like him. Cephalon, Ghost Fire. I keep forgetting Cephalon is Ghost Fire. I don't know why. I know he's fire. But, like, he doesn't look like either. I think he belongs in Stupid Good. The Cephalon is really good. I haven't used one. I've never used one before. I just never had the opportunity to use one. You know, I had Ultra Moon, so I had Stakakata. But, you know, Cephalon I like better than it. You know, its head bounces around like a ball. So, very unique Pokemon. I like the typing. And he's an Ultra Beast, so of course it's going to be fucking good. So he goes in Stupid Good. Scorbunny. I'll be real, I don't like this thing. I don't care for Scorbunny. I saw his design when it came out. I'm like, this thing looks way too, like, generic. He looks like a, you know, like a little mascot character that comes out, gives, like, kid PSAs in the gym, you know? Like, be safe online, kids. I don't care for this thing's design. And you don't usually get Scorbunny for Scorbunny. You get it for its evolution. But it is what it is. Next we have Raboot. Raboot is another okay Pokemon. I like this thing a lot more than Scorbunny. I feel like Raboot had some potential. Whenever I first saw this thing, I was like, oh, sweet, we're getting another ninja Pokemon. Because, you know, we have one ninja Pokemon with Greninja. We have another one with Shiftry. I don't know if you want to count him as a ninja. I kind of do. But I was like, sweet, we're getting another edgy ninja Pokemon. It's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. I have my hopes up. You know, he's a pretty decent Pokemon. Pretty speedy. I like it. Cinderace. I don't know how I feel about Cinderace. Cinderace, I like it better than Incineroar. That's a fact. I feel like I have to put him in super good under principle. It's not that I don't like Cinderace. I've never used one before. I don't know how I feel about this thing, right? It's a soccer player or football, whatever you want to call it. It's not where I thought they were going to go. It's not a Incineroar situation where you can look at this thing and, you know, we were 100% sure that this thing was going to be Fire Dark, and then they came out with this. We saw Raboot, and I personally thought it was going to be a ninja Pokemon. I don't know what everybody else thought. And we got Soccer Player. I was kind of pissed at the beginning, but now that, like, I've seen what he can do, I haven't used him before, I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this thing, but I like him better than Incineroar, and I feel like he needs to be above Incineroar solely per principle. G-Max, Cinderace. Honestly, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I honestly kind of like it. I like the big fireball he sits on top of his ears flowing in the wind. He's sitting there like this, like, I'm better than you. It's got massive fuck you energy. You know what I mean? Like, he's gonna kick that fireball to you, and he knows you're fucked. He knows that you're not gonna like it. But he does not give a shit. And I just love the fuck you energy radiating off of this thing. I just wish that, you know, we could have a better look at what he looks like off of the ball. Because right now it just looks like a tiny Cinderace on top of a massive fireball. Roly-Poly is kind of meh, honestly. Fire Rock. I used one. It's not the worst to use, but from experience I can tell you don't use Roly-Poly for Roly-Poly. You're just not. Carkol is better. I'll admit, Carkol is better. It can go in okay. More defensive, hits harder, but much like a lot of Pokemon on this list, you don't get a Carkol for Carkol. You're getting Carkol for Colossal. Colossal is just stupid good. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Colossal is such a good Pokemon. Rock Fire. He's kind of like a Fire-type Tyranitar, but his stats aren't exactly there. He has, I forget, it's this Tar move. I forget what it's called. But it's like, Pokemon are now weaker to Fire-type moves. Gets access to Flame Charge, like, almost immediately. So you can just make this thing faster to where, even though it's crazy slow, it's not going to be faster than much. But it can still, you know, catch up to where your opponent at least has to use one speed buff move to increase the speed to make sure that you're guaranteed to be faster than this thing. It's just a really cool looking, really cool Pokemon in general. G-Max Colossal is also stupid good. I really like it. Just a giant oven that just radiates heat. It's insanely good. I really like it. Sizzlipede, it's kind of trash. Sizzlipede's kind of trash. Bugfire, you know, we got that with Varvesta and Volcarona, but you know, they're bulkier. And with Sizzlipede, you don't get Sizzlipede for Sizzlipede. You get Sizzlipede for Centiskorch. Centiskorch is honestly a really cool Pokemon. Fire Bug, you know, fast, hits hard, its defenses aren't there, it's thin as paper. But I really like it. I like Centiskorch. And finally, G-Max Centiskorch. G-Max Centiskorch, I honestly like. I like it a little bit better than Cinderace G-Max. I like how it kind of looks like a Chinese dragon. You know what I mean? It kind of looks like that. I really like it. It's basically just a buffer Centiskorch, but I don't know what to say. It's cool. I like it. And that there is going to be our most accurate Fire-type Pokemon tier list. As always, this is the most accurate Pokemon tier list out there. All tier lists are in fact wrong. If you think I missed something or got something wrong here on the tier list, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. Be sure to check out my second channel, notification. All my non-Pokemon related content gets posted over there. Be sure to check out my TikTok, where I post all content I feel like. Be sure to check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/206 for Pokemon and non-Pokemon related content. If you missed any of my live streams or you just want some background noise, be sure to check out Shipping Up VODs. Basically, anytime I stream on Twitch, I immediately take the VOD and upload it to there, because unless you're partnered, Twitch does not like to save your VODs. Also, if you want to get like a little sneak peek preview or just early access to the second channel content, a lot of my content that I post over there has been live streamed first, so you get a first look at that. Be sure to join my Discord. We sometimes post memes, get in chat, we talk about stuff. It's a good time. And finally, check out my Twitter for all my garbage opinions. Everything I just said will be linked in the description down below. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that like button, comment, think of it, make the subscribe button, because that helps seriously as a whole. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.
Take bars, little man.